still don't have the answer to this. You got me into that. What is your answer?
Well, I think when we met in Frankfurt in the Städtel, beautiful museum, by the way, you told me your story. And when I listened to it, I really found immediately there was this incredible universal dimension of the Eastern Europe woman with the Western man and this huge cultural gap, which I called the blind spot. When we had coffee, I told you if it was a book, it would be called Blindspot.
Absolutely.
And then a few days later, I sent you some draft chapters to get your feedback. And how did you react to that?
I was a little bit concerned and I felt exposed because it was my story that all of a sudden became a script, became a book, became something readable, and I wasn't ready to see it from that angle.
Because we never talked about making a book. You just told me your story and I just drafted, I think, 3 chapters. So I remember the first reaction was not very positive. But then I think you said, I don't have any idea, I've never done it, I'm not a writer, I'm not even native English, but we can play it like a game.
Yeah, I told you that I feel like you're inviting me to play a game, but I don't know the rules and I feel very doubtful and concerned, and so then you created the rules for the game, and then this is how we started.
Yeah, but the game turned into 7 months of almost daily sessions, sometimes 5 hours every night. We rewrote the book 4 times, and I think the first version, you remember, it was we had something, but the characters were so robotic.
Yeah, and so weak. Yes.
And then second, and then third, and at the fourth, we considered it was good enough to be published. The beauty of Amazon is we can still enhance it if we want. We have not touched the text, but we did change the cover for the international version.
Yes.
So it's only the beginning, but I thank you for having accepted to play the game, because it took us already here.
It was great fun.
And let's see where it takes us next.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you very much.
Well, it was clearly inspired by my story, but at the same time there are a lot of other bits and pieces that took place in the story, and you add a lot of fiction into it also.
Yeah, I think it's necessary. You do have a personal experience with a huge potential, but as we saw, as we were writing the book, some chapters which really happened were not very interesting for the narrative, so we removed them. And we did quickly add some interpretations of reality, which is why the book is a fiction. But I do remember there was one very fundamental experience that inspired you, which was the visit of another museum in Frankfurt.
Yeah, just before Städtel, I went. I had gone to a museum called Dialect Museum. That's an immersive experience in the darkness, complete deprivation, and you just for 1 hour you just follow a visually impaired guide who takes you through places in the city, and it was just such a shocking experience to me. Yeah, and especially the phrase that the guide had told us, which was, if you don't talk to each other, you're invisible.
Yeah, and you told me this story when we first met, and so clearly the fact that you gave me this material where you were in the dark, blind, and then seeing those cultural gaps merge together in my brain, and that's basically how your story became something a little bit bigger.
Yeah. This is, I think, the genius of yours too, taking these different parts and just connecting it into one huge
genius,
story.
I'm not sure, but it's the technique behind writing a book, for sure.
Okay.